How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of a crispy boy, other half hopeful goodness up in his piece in the form of their Bloomfield Valley Club. Yeah, this is a Kölsch coming at 4.8%. This was canned, actually, just a couple weeks ago, and comes courtesy of my boy Kyle from Brooklyn. Yeah, little crispy action, a little Kölshy action. See how this sucker goes. Other half really does a really nice job with their lagers and their small kind of crispy beers, their Kölsches. They are a little bit pricey, as you know, a brewery that makes beer out of Brooklyn beers would be, but yeah, they tend to be quite nice. Label wise, I fucking love this label. Look at that. I mean, I don't know what it's from. It's got to be a rip on an old school label of something I'm familiar with, but there's something about it that just tickles me pink. The design aspect, very old school, very much like old style kind of vibes to it. Beer wise, I mean, that look all the part of a small little crispy boy. You got that yellow straw like kind of color, the creamiest, most infinitely kind of compact white as white could be had on it over an index finger. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's beer. It's beer colored beer. It's macro lager level stuff is basically what we're looking at. Let's see if we can get a nose. Yeah, I mean, it's malt driven. It's a sweet malt driven. It's like a Pilsner malt driven. And that's it, really, for me. There's nothing negative to speak of, but there's nothing like a melon characteristic, which is typically something I get from a lot of Kölsches. Not really getting that here. Even like a bittering or anything like that. On the nose, at least, it's pretty much just that soft, sweet kind of Pilsner-like malt. Done and done. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay. Surprisingly bittering. Based off of not really getting much as far as a bittering on the nose. Or hoppiness even on the nose. It has this nice pop of bitterness. There is that soft little melon characteristic that typically you get from Kölsch's too. It was just kind of just not really all that there on the actual nose itself, but in the taste. Volume, especially at its lower ABV level, and it is the definition of a crispy beer. You know, there's so many. The word crispy beer, the lager pilsner crispy beer world, Kölsch beer world, is something that's kind of blown up over the past year or so, and that word, that catchphrase of a crispy boy, is pretty much just like soaked in the lexicon of kind of craft beer nerds. To the point where a lot of people use it and they're not using it correctly. And now by that I mean breweries. A lot of breweries just make a lager, you know, a plain macro or macro-esque or American adjunct lager, whatever you want to call it. If they're just making a clean, crisp, Czech style Pilsner kind of lager, they automatically call it a crispy boy. That is not the case. A lot of times they come off a little bit flabby. They come off with a bit of density to them. And they're just not that super chuggable, super light kind of beer. That beer is chuggable. That beer is quaffable. That beer is crispy. But this is delicious. And again, I'm going to sound like a broken record here. I'm only going to tell you about one major flaw in this beer. It's going to be price. Unless this is $10, $11 a 4-pack, it's just, you can get this kind of beer at some of the old school kind of breweries that do this and do this so well, to where I'm not peeved. I got to try it. I'm very thankful that Kyle sent it off. But man, when these are $15 a 4-pack, it is really kind of a bitter pill to swallow. But that doesn't take anything away from the well-madeness and the cleanliness and crispiness of the beer. It's delicious. It's fantastic. I just want it for $30 a 30 rack as opposed to $15 a 4-pack. So let's talk about it. This is one of the better Kölsches I've had as of late. Yeah, I mean, especially on the clean, crisp end of things, it comes off so much like a lager. That's why I just keep referring to it as one, because it just reminds me so much of lager. Sure, it doesn't have that lager yeastiness going on, but there's a lot of these super light, crispy beers don't, but it's really tasty Kölsch and definitely up there. Value and availability, like I said, it's probably $15, give or take. I don't know. Kyle, let me know what's what, and leave you with, if you like what we like this beer, like the crispy boys, man. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, if you like chuggable, drinkable beers, this is not going to disappoint. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Down there, if you want to talk about it, Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing, and hopefully, you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully, you're enjoying a little other half jam right now. Hopefully, see you next time. Cheers.